Hi guys, I'm Bree.
And I'm Alli. This is Offscript.
If you think about it, books are potential scripts for movies.
When this adaptation happens, typically it's disappointing because they went off script.
In this series, we will be talking about how off script they went. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome
To Offscript.
the podcast
Just do a stretch.
where we now stretch.
Join us for yoga. Namaste. Is that what they say?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Namaste. I was drinking a smoothie while she's asking me questions.
We're recording bright and early. I don't know if we've ever recorded this early.
We have.
Oh, okay. Well then.
It's already gone out of her memory.
Yes. My goodness gracious. All right. Well, we're off script and
We're not doing our regular scheduled content.
nope. Still so sad.
I would like for that to be over.
I know.
The other day I saw a actor post, because you don't think about this either. And they posted about all the crew that they used to work with on a show.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, we feel bad right now for these people who are also in turn screwed because this hasn't resolved.
Right.
Because nothing is filming right now.
Mhm.
TV shows, movies, everything is not filming. And so everyone's out of a job.
So weird.
So
But for some reason, soap operas are exempt from this. Did you know that?
that's stupid.
My mom has a new show every day she gets to watch.
I wonder, I bet you it's because they filmed it before the strike.
No,
So-
they film every day. Like every day a new show is filmed. They have to know content for a new show. She has a new show every day. And she read somewhere it's exempt. And I don't know why. We're going to do some research for y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. They just have stockpiled stuff. So it's stockpiled scripts. So the writer, so essentially the people who are on strike still had their work left for them. So it's kind of fucked that they're doing it still.
So it says right here, because soap operas shoot anywhere from weeks to months in advance, the programs have stockpiled scripts, which have been, that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm. So once they run out of those, she won't have new soap operas.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. But last time during the writer's strike, was done. Like there was no stockpile. So did they prepare in case it happened again?
Probably.
Okay.
They were like, oh shoot, that really screwed us.
Got
Especially since they release daily.
Yeah.
So they probably hired 10 more writers to write scripts. I think that's even more screwed up though. Like you guys are on strike, but we're still going to use your work.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, and then Taylor Swift. Do you know why she decided not to go with studios for her movie?
what's funny is Sierra sent me the article.
It's because the studios, can dictate the release date.
Yeah.
And they wanted to release it in 2025. And she's like, no, what? I want it now.
Dumb.
And
Well, also, she had to go around them too because she couldn't film on her tour if she did it with them.
wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because of the strike.
Apparently studios are pissed at her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Well, yeah.
you go, Taylor.
Well, she also set the price, obviously, because it's her releasing it on the studios. Yeah.
That's why she had fun with the numbers.
Mm-hmm. But also, can't you just have all of our tickets be $13.13?
I know, that would be nice.
Yeah.
22. It was 22.89. I think it was. So it's like she had fun with her 22 song and then her 89 album.
Well, because wasn't it before taxes, $19.89, and then we ended up paying $22?
Well, we're doing the
The XD.
XD. I figured that's going to be the most Taylor-ish concert.
Like 3D? Where's the 3D?
No, we did not do 3D, but that's not happening for a few months. So come back and listen to our hype about that. Since we didn't get to go to the concert.
I know, because Seattle was stupid.
So bummed about that. My mom legit can see the Lumen Field from her office. I'm like, Mom, why didn't we just come to your office and sit on the roof?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, we could have done that. I was like, Mom. Oh, gosh. Anyways, y'all. So Bree did an awesome job last week of updating her life through the summer, and I did not. So here, welcome to Alli's update of her summer. But Brie did some stuff with me too, so she'll jump in there too.
Yeah.
So July for me was like, I have my Facebook pulled up so I know exactly what I did. Was full of like week chunks. And then August was like every day. And I just, by the end of it, was drained. And that was what you heard last week about why I canceled my trip and like got sick and just was like, I hate life. So, but listen to all the fun stuff I did before that.
What's funny is I feel like every summer I always tell you, you need to plan in your breaks.
I know, I really do. But it was like, I had breaks planned in, but then I wanted to do our vacation.
Oh, yeah.
And I took so long to plan that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it was the same week that we did our vacation last year. Yeah. So I'm looking at Facebook memories and it's like, oh, we went to Crater Lake today. And I'm like, I want to do my 3 vacation, the 3 of us. Did not happen. But anyways. Also, okay, it's the first thing we did, really, besides Riley did Vacation Bible School. Woo. Which actually where she goes is super cool because they do like a whole, like, when I did Vacation Bible School as a kid, it was like, oh, this is the theme. And it was like a really light theme. No, they go all for it. And it was like a little Western theme. It was so cute. Anyways, I wasn't really going to talk about that, but plug. So the first thing we did together was the thing.
Oh, I thought it was Westport.
That's the next thing we did. Right? Were we not releasing content at that point?
No, we weren't. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was fun.
Dude, that was so fun.
It was. I think
that was the first time I met John.
Our group wasn't as into it as we were.
Yeah. We were super.
So that made it kind of sucky because then I also felt like it turned into us just randomly clicking on things and not paying attention to what was going on and like the clues and stuff. And then we get to the end of it and it's like, who do you think killed them?
Yeah, because so what it was in Seattle, there was all these clues and you had to walk around. It was like touring Seattle basically. And on your phone, it was a game. Kind of like Pokemon Go mixed with geocaching.
Mixed with like D&D role playing.
Yeah. And so it was really fun. And Riley got like 20,000 steps that day.
Yeah.
And it was just fun.
I enjoyed it.
We're doing a
themed one.
Yeah. In
October.
So that'll be fun. We'll keep you up on that one.
That was also the first time that you met John. Yes.
I know. He made a very good first impression.
He thought everyone hated him. I swear he still is meeting my friends. And he's like, yeah, she doesn't like me that much. I'm like, oh my God. Stop.
It's perfect. Fine. You're good. That's so funny. That's how I am though too. It's like first impressions. I feel like I fail it all the time.
No.
It's just like a socially awkward thing, I think. I don't know.
That's why John sent me and Alli a video last night about the definition of nerd, geek, dork, and stalker. And that's why he's a stalker.
Isn't that kazoo? What do you guys say?
Oh, kazooie?
Yes.
No. Because that was the first time I ever said that about him.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh man. Okay, so next was a girls' trip plus Tyler. And we went to Westport.
And this was the first time Tyler actually enjoyed hanging out with me.
Oh my gosh, he loved you.
Yeah.
He said, when was it? Was it after? It was later when he was with. When did you and John come over and hang out with Tyler?
Oh, that was at Wild Waves.
Wild Waves.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't like John because John gets to hang out with Brie and Tyler wants to hang out with Aunt Brie. But anyway, so Westport was really fun. It was like we basically redid everything we did 2 years ago.
Yeah, except for like we ate at a different restaurant this time.
Oh, so good.
And we like
the Fish Shack in case you're
yeah, that was really good. Yeah, it was so nice.
Beach, and it was like nice weather. Last year I remember it not being nice weather.
I slept on the beach. Last year I would not have slept on the beach because it would have been too cold.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a lot of fun. That was a good one. Went to a donut. We did some geocaching. If y'all don't know what geocaching is, it's in every country, I think. I know it's a lot around the world. Download the app. It's like a scavenger hunt for treasure.
Yeah.
It's so cool. God.
Sometimes the treasure is crap, but
Yeah. Oh, then we did one of your adventure challenges.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was really fun.
So for Christmas a couple of years ago, two years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I got Brie this adventure challenge book. So you scratch it off and then you have to do the adventure.
Yeah.
And this one we had to, what do we have to do?
We had to make a really fun out there hopscotch. Well, and then after we made it, we were supposed to do it while eating donuts.
Yes. So fun. And I was freaking out the whole time because we just did it on the pier. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we're not supposed to like graffiti on the pier. She's like,
hopscotch is graffiti.
I had just watched a TikTok video where this lady was doing it in her own personal area, but the landlord was like, this is graffiti. So I had that in my head whilst.
Because it was a landlord.
I know. Yeah.
Landlords are kind of assholes.
I know. Sorry if you're a nice one. Oh, and then y'all, I graduated from college, like with my master's degree. So proud of myself.
So proud, yet she forgot to say it last week.
I know. That's the whole reason we're doing this post.
She texted me and was like, Brie, I didn't say that I got my master's.
It's like the one accomplishment I did all summer. And I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. It was so,
It was so fun.
the getting it was not. No,
Yeah.
It wasn't really that bad. I went to WGU. So it was like, put the kids to sleep and then I did school. So I didn't have a life for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm going to make more money when I go back to school. And that's the whole point.
Go back to work.
Well,
Yes, it is school. But
So,
heck, if I was making money going to school, I would go to school.
you kind of do on taxes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I didn't because I was not having an income when I went. So that sucked. But dang government. All these people in other countries are like, what are they talking
Yeah.
about? I think that's pretty much all we did. Because then I had our own Taylor Swift concert because we couldn't go.
Mm-hmm.
I was so bitter.
Allie and I did a day trip to Whidbey Bay. We can't say why.
Whidbey Island?
Oh, Whidbey Island. That was cool. I've never been. Had you?
No.
It's a cute little town, guys.
Little Coopville. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as soon as we can go
Actually
live
talk about
with
that.
our, with our regular episodes again.
Yeah.
So we'll have a whole mini-sode on that trip.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually right where I just got to.
Well, we were talking about Taylor Swift, so I was like, oh, yeah.
Yes, we did that. I went to the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, yeah.
with
How was
my
that?
kids and brother. It was actually pretty cute. It was freaking hot.
Oh, I bet.
It was like one of our 90-degree days, which Arizonans are like, that's not hot at all. It's hot for Washington.
Especially, we're not a dry heat.
No, so it was like wet hot. It was ugh. And
It's not Florida wet hot, but it's
right.
disgusting.
And so that sucked. But the whole thing was kind of fun. My kids dressed up as dragons and I threw friggin' Tyler's mask away, I'm pretty sure. Because it was like, he did great wearing it all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wore it as like little headbands. But by the end of the day, like it really we were there for maybe a half an hour longer. He asked me to hold it for him. I was like, of course. But this is like when we're getting food and everything. And so I went to throw trash away. And then all of a sudden I couldn't find his mask. So I'm 90% sure I threw his mask away. I was like, luckily they barely wore the costume, so it doesn't really matter. And it was a $12 costume if I wanted to buy it again.
And he wore it for what it was intended for. So
yes, exactly. And then we just finished our summer going camping, which I kind of talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And then my kids started school last week.
This week? Oh,
well, when this comes out,
we're
it'll be
recording
last.
it this week, but when it comes out last week.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm free. Only for 2, technically. Well, I'm half free.
But I think it's making her excited for next year.
Yes. Well, I mean, next year's not much better. It's 3 days a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's 4 hours a day, I think.
Oh, isn't next year kindergarten?
No, he's in preschool. Then he has pre-K. So I got him in early.
Smart.
Yeah. I was like, get out.
Love you, but you're too much.
Dude, he punched me in the face yesterday. Okay, he didn't punch me. He smacked me right in the eye.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I was just down there tickling him, so I'm sure it was supposed to be a fun, like, ha ha ha, play hit.
Yeah.
He hit me so hard, my nose was throbbing, and I saw spots for like a couple minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. Got a big timeout for that one.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, right after I picked him up, I was like, can I just take him back to school and drop him off?
Hold on, I got him early, didn't I?
Oh my gosh, it was the worst. But that was my catch up.
Yeah.
Now you know everything we've been doing all summer, both of us.
Well, except I have a new thing.
Okay, go.
Last weekend, nope, when this comes out 2 weekends ago, was PAX West. I almost said PAX East.
We're the West.
Jeez Louise.
PAX Seattle. Just say that. Everybody will know.
Sat there and I was like, north, east, south, west. But I really was going north, west, south, east.
Never eat soggy waffles.
I know that. But it's Comic-Con, but for video games and board games. And oh my God, I like kind of got to briefly tell you about the new game that I absolutely want to get.
Yes, tell me.
So it's called Compound 49 and it's a Kickstarter right now. And so if you guys are interested in this, I'll put a link for their Kickstarter in the show notes because I want this game to get so supported so that he starts making it and starts making expansions for it. Because we were just walking the board game floor. Because first off, when you go to PAX, don't go for one day. Oh my God, it's not enough. We were like running.
My brother went all weekend.
I wish we went all weekend. I don't think when John usually goes, he only goes for 2 days. So I think he thought, plus I was crazy busy with house sitting. And so like trying to find the time, we were like, one day is probably the best time to go. We got there. There was a panel we wanted to do, but we had only been there for like a half hour before we needed to go to the panel. And we had only covered like a quarter of one of the exhibit halls. And there were 3.
Oh.
And so I was like, this is when the decisions start coming into play where you're like, do I really want to go spend an hour at this panel that might not even be great? Mm-hmm. It was a panel about what video games to play with your partner. And I was like, right. I was like, that would be fun. But we already kind of know. And like, we see a 2-player video game. We watch the preview. We're like, yeah, that could be fun. So we kind of do that. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been informative and nice to have. Because like they said right in it, like, do you love playing Overcooked 2? And I was like, yes, I do. I was like, we've only done so much in the expo halls and I want to look at everything. So we ended up, we did not do any of our panels. We went to one of his panels for like 2 seconds and he realized he thought it was going to be this really cool panel on Marvel Snap. And I could tell from how it was written. I was like, no, it's just like 3 nerds who like this game who are going to explain how to play the game. And he's like, no, it's going to be cooler than that. Then we get there and sit down and he was like, oh, we can leave. I was like, I told you. And it was during, I was kind of butthurt about this, but I was like, whatever, because we probably wouldn't have even done well. It was during a Overcooked competition. I was going to have us enter it, but also glad we didn't because then that would have killed all of our time too.
Right.
But we get to the board game part and we're walking. We get to the last side of things before we can like rent a game to play or go buy board games. And we're walking by this one and it's just this dude and this girl sitting down and they have this like, it's like a shadow box looking thing. And we walk by it and I keep like looking like this. And John's like, if you want to stop, we can stop and look. And I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do because it looked like a mansion setup.
Okay.
So I stop and I look and it's in its shadow box that looks kind of like a haunted house. And the lights in there are all off. And it's got like lamp posts that are on. And the characters are all there. I'm like, that's just so cool. And John's like, well, we can go and ask him about it. And like the guy stands up and he's like, hey guys, how are you? And it's like asking us about it. Or asking us about it. Asking if we want to know more about it. So then I was like, well, how do you play this game? So basically it's called Compound 49. And so you play as 6 inmates of the compound trying to get out of the compound because there's monsters afoot. Mm-hmm. The game has to play in the dark because the lampposts are your light source. And you have to stay within the light source. Otherwise you go crazy when you're in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
So your light source is a big part of play. So that's why you can't play it in the light. And then the monsters that come after you, if you're talking to the people you're playing with, the game hears you and monsters come and get you, like based on where you're at.
That's so cool.
I was like, it sounds like the most amazing thing. And it looks exactly like Mansions where there's a board and like you can search through doors and open up different doors and a new board comes into play and all of this. And then I was really bummed because he was like, we're full today on our, like, what did he call them? He was having playthroughs with people. And he was like, we're full today, but if you guys are here tomorrow, we can sign you up. And I was like, we're not here tomorrow. I was really sad. Yeah, but it looks
so fun.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and like the monsters are like in the poster that he signed for us. It looks like praying mantis thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like as you go on, new light sources get added too, so then you can get more light sources. But yeah, so basically you have to play like this and talk to each other.
Oh my gosh, you would be so bad at that game.
Oh, I would die.
You're so loud.
I know. A monster would come and like, oh my god. It would come and kill me
So
right off the bat.
It's not available yet.
It is released October 13th.
Ooh, Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We might just have to get it.
Oh, I want to full-heartedly. I was so excited when he was telling me about it. We had the chance. We entered our names to win it there. We didn't win it.
Yeah.
I wish. That would have been so nice.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. He was a really cool dude, too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So at PAX, the like game board creators come and show their games off.
We even, because one of the best parts about PAX is like, you also see all the new video games that are coming out, and you can stop and just play a video game for a hot minute.
That's
and like
pretty cool.
Yeah. So I played this really cool one called Woodolo. Can't remember, but basically it like shows you this room, and you have to put all the wood pieces to make the room complete.
Okay.
So it's basically a little puzzle game.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that was fun. But one of the ones that we went and stopped at was called Cold Sweat, I think. And basically your character has fire and ice powers, but if you use too much of the heat, you overheat, and if you use too much of the ice, you freeze. Yeah, so there's like a meter at the bottom of the screen that keeps you balanced. This game was developed by a bunch of college students in 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And me and John both played it, and we were like, this is actually like a really fun game. But they like sat there and talked to us about it and like their experiences with it. Yeah.
I cannot believe you've never been to PAX before.
I don't know why I haven't.
I was going to say, why? Like,
I don't know. I hadn't heard about it until probably like 7 years ago.
You would think though, right then you'd jump on it with how much you love Comic-Con.
I know.
Comic-Con for video games.
Yeah.
That's like both your things.
I know. It's really stupid of me. I don't know why.
Well, there you go. Now you know next year you got to buy the 4-day pass.
No, I've already told John. I'm like, okay, if we go next year.
If
I
he
say,
goes every year, doesn't he? Did his
he
friend
actually doesn't. No.
Oh.
He only goes when they come.
Well, that's kind of what you do, right? Like I wouldn't go to a panel like at Comic-Con or whatever without someone.
I would.
I know you would.
No,
it's because you're not a 9.
Exactly. I told him, I was like, I go to Comic-Cons all the time by myself.
Yes.
Like,
I know you have like if you have someone to go the 4 days with this year.
He's going with me the 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We have our tickets for Comic-Con
When
for
is
4
it?
days.
But it's in December, right? Or when does it usually?
So
in
it's March, but I think this year it's the end of February. Oh, because it's leap year. So it's the 29th through the 3rd.
Leap year this year?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's the 29th through the 3rd. It's the first Thursday through Sunday of March, typically.
Okay. I'll have to find a day and go.
Mm-hmm. Do it. Me and John are going.
Okay.
You can join us.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
I know. The busiest days.
Sunday.
Sunday's not busy.
No. Friday and Saturday are the busiest days. Thursdays and Sunday are the like chill. People are just getting there and setting up. People just want to see. But Friday and Saturday are the days that everyone buys tickets for because there's usually more actors, more panels, more things like that. Or all the exhibitors that are coming couldn't get the full weekend off of their regular day job or whatever. So they can only come Friday through Sunday or whatever.
Okay.
So,
all right, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I liked it. I want to go at least one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might have to tag along and go one day at PAX next year. Because that sounded fun.
It was so much fun. I loved it so much. I wish at the end of the day we were really bummed because a lot of our day was just like walking and looking. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get a chance to really stop and play a lot of the games. And so like John at the end of the day was like, what's your favorite part? And I was like, well, it was really cool seeing like all the video games, but I really wish we had the time to stop and actually play the video games.
Yeah.
And if we had gone all, because like he wanted to play Path of Exile 2 is there and he was so excited for that. And so we went to go get in line, but then we were in line and we only had an hour left to finish looking through the exhibit hall. And because they closed at 6.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I was like, you guys are closing so early. I told him, I was like, at Comic-Con, they close at like 7 or 8. Like,
right.
Yeah. We're sitting in line and we only had like 2 rows left. And I told him, I was like, well, maybe I'll just run and like look through those and see if there's anything worth us going and stopping for. And then I'll come back. And then we heard the like worker of the booth talking to the people in front of us. And from where they were waiting, it was a 40-minute wait.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. And there was maybe like 6 people in line.
Oh my gosh. Because everybody got a turn to play the game.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Though.
Yeah. I was like, well, let's not do this.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay. Yeah. So it's definitely if you're like super into it, an all weekend thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll just come on Sundays and you can bring me to the things you'll think I'll like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so PAX is weird and PAX is Friday to Monday because it's always on Labor Day. I didn't know this until John said that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
All right. Well,
yeah, we'll figure it out. Because Sunday was chill there too.
Okay. I got a year.
Yeah. PAX, like there was a lot of people there, but it didn't quite feel like Comic-Con. Like it wasn't as like crowded as Comic-Con.
Yeah. That makes sense. Were a bunch of people still dressed up? Or not as many?
No. I almost made John, but then my Chun-Li outfit, my boobs grew. Did not fit. I couldn't get it over my chest. I was like, whoa.
Oh my god.
Not do
so funny. Does he know what he's in for and dressing up at Comic-Con?
Well, so I bought him a costume for...
You already did?
No, for PAX.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to return it because we couldn't wear it. And so in his head, he was like, okay, so we're going to like... He asked, he was like, so the costume that we get for Comic-Con, are we going to wear it like once or like maybe 2 days? And I was like, no, you do different costumes every day. And he was like... Oh,
you spend that much money on tickets and then you gotta spend that much more money on costumes.
No, if I'm lucky, I just use the costumes that I have.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have any costumes?
No.
Luckily, you can, a lot of costumes you can just go to Value Village and make yourself.
Well, like the other thing too, so for Halloween, we're doing the Marvel theme. And so he's going to be Captain America. So he's like, I'll just use that for one of the days. And I was like, yep.
Who are you going to be?
I haven't decided.
You got Loki already.
I know. Part of me was thinking, just do that. He really wants me to be Spider-Gwen. I'm like, screw you. I hate Spider-Man. Why would you make me? He's like, what if you're like Girl Venom? It's like, maybe, but I also don't want to wear a suit like that all day.
All day? What are you guys going to do on Halloween?
No, I'm just talking about Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Halloween, I thought we were coming trick-or-treating with you and your kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I haven't decided yet if we're doing
Tacoma down there.
or over here. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come trick or treat. So
Okay.
that'll be fun.
I already told him. I was like, this is what I do every year. So if you want to hang out with me.
Well, if you guys have a hot party to go to.
Me?
I know, parties, what are those?
Yeah. I want a board game party. That's my kind of hot party. And no one I know throws those except for me.
Trick-or-treating. Let's see. I think Halloween's on a Tuesday this year.
Kids are going to go to bed.
Yeah, maybe you guys can stay over and we'll play some board games.
Let's.
Because the next day, actually, that's kind of nice because the next day Tyler doesn't have school and Riley's late start.
Oh, hey.
Actually, okay, I can do Tuesday.
Mansions of Madness.
That'd be a perfect Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Have Supernatural playing in the background
Mm-hmm.
in my, I got a TV in the kitchen. See, that was one of my favorite memories of having Tyler.
Yeah.
Was because he's a almost Halloween baby, the 29th. And I had a C-section, so I had to stay in for 2 days. So we went home on Halloween. They were doing a Supernatural marathon all weekend. And then Tyler was a little baby in the hospital and he's watching Supernatural. I'm like, yes. Watch this PG-13 show as a day old baby. Anyways.
Well,
all right, you guys.
There's our ketchup.
I know, our second ketchup in a week. Our ketchup and mustard.
Yes.
But that was a good one. You guys all laughed. I know you did.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, you guys.
We will see you next week. Bless you.
Bree's got cats. Oh my gosh.
Blee's got cats.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, we would greatly appreciate it if you gave us 5 beautiful stars, reviewed, and subscribed.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Offscript, on Instagram at Offscript Podcast 21, and on TikTok at Offscript_pod.
Shout outs to Madame Ashen Creations for our adorable logo art.
And Adam Daniel for our incredible theme song.
And to Creative Cinephile Productions for producing our podcast.
See you next time.